Welcome to the second part of the two-part tutorial showing how to use the market optimization report to help you optimize your products for better marketplace position and monitor the effectiveness of your efforts. In the first part, we toured the main features and finished off with running a report. We'll kick this one off with a summary of what we'll be covering next. So coming up, we've got rerunning a report and comparing to a previously saved report. Then we'll move on to making sure your monitoring is effective. Next is choosing the products that need optimizing. And with that, you'll have made a decision on the search terms to optimize for. Before getting started, you may have noticed this new choice. It's been added since the last video was made, and if I open up the help, you'll see that it's best to measure your optimization efforts or track your promotional effectiveness against the Zazzle marketplace. But if your products don't actually reach high enough in the marketplace for the search that you're doing, then you actually won't get any results to monitor against. So if that happens and you're sure that that's the search term you want to work with, then instead you can run your search against your own store and you'll still be able to see the views and the quantity sold, and so measure effectiveness that way. Okay, that's all I want to say about that. So let's go ahead with rerunning a report. Now the report that I'm going to use is the one for the search term positive quotes. So this is the one, and the easiest way to rerun it is to do it from this little pop-up. So we'll wait for it to go through the marketplace. And on the left-hand side is the current report. And on the right-hand side, you get shown the matching product from the history that you're looking at. If I look at an earlier report, this earlier one, I only optimized one product. And in that next report for positive quotes, I optimized a few. So let's just run through and check the current report against the one from that history. So the important things to look at over here, where the product was found in the marketplace, together with the tags before optimization took place, the title before optimization took place, and so on. Now this report was saved before the facility to record views and quantity sold was introduced, so it's just telling me that they were not saved with the product. And on the left-hand side in the current report, we can see that the marketplace position for this product has improved by 45 places in comparison to when that report was run. And we can see the tags now used by the product and compare them, if we like, to what we saw before. And again, just a reminder that you can click any of the tags for synonyms to help you during optimization. It gives you all sorts of information about what search term words were used in the title, in the tags, in both the tags and the title, what tag words were used in the title, and if you want to, you can analyze your title for search engine optimization purposes. Again, at the moment, our views, it tells us we've not yet loaded from the backend stats, and I will quickly show you how to do that. So if we look in this import backend stats, click on the help, It says if you haven't already, drag this More Stats bookmarklet to your toolbar. And that's used when dealing with your backend stats. Now you'll see I've already got it, so I won't drop it again. And I'll go through exactly how to use that bookmarklet in a moment. So let's get rid of the help. Now it says get the backend stats for products in this report's search. So visit the link, and here we go. Now there are only 3 products showing there, and yet we've got 7 results for this search. So where are the others gone? Well, there is a gotcha, and that is the way that Zazzle searches from the customer's view of Zazzle, and also the way it searches in RSS feeds. Zazzle's quite relaxed and will use or will match to plurals where you've used singular in the search term and vice versa, and it will also match on synonyms. So for example, if you were to use woman, then it would match on the synonym female, just as an example. So that's the reason why we're only getting 3 for exactly the same search, positive, or it's telling us positive quotes, whereas we got 7 in our report. But never mind, I'll show you how to deal with that. So the first thing to do is let's get the backend stats for these 3. So I click the More Stats button. I then copy the contents of the table. Whoops. Close that down. We'll come back to this tab in a moment, but let's just paste what we've got so far. Now the problem is that Zazzle for the back end is being a little bit too pedantic, and it's only matching on the plural as I've used in that search term. If I drop that back to the singular, you can see we get far more. So once that's finished loading the page, More Stats, and then I'll copy the rest of these. I can close that down, finish with that, and now in here I'll just paste that in. It doesn't matter if there end up being duplicates in here. When we load, those will be dealt with. So it's found the 7, and up here that's how many we had, so that's fine. So now if we have a quick look, 40 and 13, 14 and 1, 14 and 1 as well. Oh, okay. The important thing is when we go ahead and optimize our products again, then this lot, the views and the quantity sold for each of the products, will be saved. Now I'm not going to do it with this search. I'm going to do it with one that's a little bit easier for me to work with in this tutorial. Okay, so that's allowed you to see 2 things. One, rerunning a report and comparing it to a previous report. And 2, how to import the backend stats for saving with the report. And that's how you monitor the effectiveness, because next time you run the report, you'll be able to compare what the new marketplace position is for each product, and also whether or not the views and quantity sold have gone up. Okay, let's now go ahead and do some optimization. From the knowledge that I have of my own store, I know that I've got a number of products that come up with the search women's attorney that need to be optimized. How you choose what needs to be optimized for your store and what search term you're going to use as the search term to optimize for, only you'll know that. One piece of guidance: don't bother trying to optimize for a search term that has huge amounts of competition. It's better to go for a niche, a search term that perhaps fewer people will use, but for which there's much less competition in the marketplace. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in the information needed. So search term woman's attorney, and I'll run the report. And wait for it to finish checking in the marketplace. Okay, so I've got 10 products in the marketplace for that search term. Now, the first thing to check is to see whether or not there are any products in my store's back end which have been hidden by Zazzle because they haven't had any views in a long period of time and also haven't sold. Any that have sold would never appear under optimization needed. Now, as I mentioned before, there's a problem with plurals. So let's see if there are any under the singular, and there's 2. So the first thing that I would do as part of my optimization is to deal with these. So I'll come back in a little while after I've dealt with them. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've optimized those 2 products and marked them as public. Remember that you can learn more about market optimization via that link. Okay, so having now dealt with those that were hidden because they needed optimization, I'm now ready to go ahead and optimize the rest. Now I can see here that this one doesn't include the search term that I want, that is woman or women. Same for that. Same for that. Same for that. Indeed, it's the same for all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to optimize each one of these to make sure that I include the search term I'm working with, women's attorney, and make sure that it appears in the title. I'll also deal with the tags as well. Okay, so you can come back in a while after I've done that. Okay, all done. I'm now ready to import the backend stats. Now I know I'm going to have an issue with this because of the plural being used there, but let's just grab what we've got so far. Now that's found 4 of the 10. So let's make that singular. Wait for it to finish loading. Then grab this lot. And again, no need to worry about duplicates, because that'll get dealt with during loading. 8, and there's still 2 more to go. Now I know from having done this previously that the final 2 are really difficult to find. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to navigate through them all, checking where it tells me that it hasn't yet been loaded. There's one of them. So I'll go in via that link. Now the reason it doesn't find it is one of those gotchas. Now the reason I'm taking out the word pocket there is because it had already found that it was a watch, but there isn't a department for pocket watches, so I needed to take out the term pocket that it left on the end. So I know it's only one, but still, copy, put it on the end. So that's 9 of them. Where is the other missing one? Oh, there it is. So once again, let's just check to see whether or not I had that same issue as before. Not on this occasion. So let's try taking out the department number. Bingo, there we go. It's a bit of an art sometimes to be able to actually track the product down in your back end, but the way I've shown you is the fastest and easiest way that I know. Okay, so let's grab the stats for it. Copy. Back here. Paste it in. Load the backend stats. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and optimize, and I'll restart the recording once I've done that. Okay, welcome back. I've optimized them all, marked them all for saving. Okay, I'm now ready to save the report together with the backend stats, and this will form a baseline for when we rerun the report in a few days' time to see the effects of the optimization. So let's scroll up and look in our history, and there's the report that we've just saved, and you can also see that I actually ran this report a few times since the 12th of April, but I didn't do any optimization in any of the others. What I was using them for was to just monitor how things move up and down in the marketplace. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've learned something, and I wish you lots of success in your optimization efforts. Bye now.